it was the mindset was just knowing that I can do it. Like she said, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I was like, I could not finish. It's okay. It's like you own that.
I think we are live. Okay.
Sure.
All right. Hello, everyone. Arman and Beyond members, busy high achievers all over the world. My name is Coach Shangrila. We have Vineta here, and we also have Shirita, our special guest. Today, she's from Michigan, and today is going to be very, very exciting. Are you guys excited about this one? All right, because I know we've been talking about a lot on triathlon, Ironman. Now we're just going to change a little bit, which is actually, you're still going to benefit. You know, if you're a triathlete, you're going to benefit with it, depending on also, regardless of your experience, this one is for you too. And I'm going to tell you why. All right, so let me open right now what we're going to be talking about. Okay, let's do this. All right. A new 5-step strategy to finishing your next longest run. Okay. How to stay injury-free and dial in your nutrition despite of a short training period. Okay. So on this one, just to get more of the details of what we're going to be talking about, we're going to be able to touch base of different areas. Okay. How to train for long distance while minimizing the number of running hours in training.
Yes.
Okay? A lot of times an athlete would ask me like, Coach, you know, how many miles do I need to finish every week so I can actually get to like a full marathon or a half marathon or a 50K or about 100 miles? How many miles every week? So we're going to get to that answer later.
Yes.
All right. So this one is going to be an eye-opening for you all. Okay. I know that because I came from not being actually running for 15 minutes only on a treadmill. And I grab all the books. Okay, like how many miles do I need to run every week for a full marathon? Yeah, I grab the book. I read all the books. So, but this one's going to be like, oh, is that really true? Or is there another way, especially if I don't have a lot of time?
Yes.
You know? So I know you guys are excited because you guys are busy high achievers, right? All right. So let's move on. What to do to make sure you are remaining injury-free and what to do about knee pain. And actually today, it's not just going to be knee pain because I did, I look into it more of like what Shirita struggled. And it was not only knee pain. Okay. There's knee, shin, ankle, cramping. What else is in our list? Foot, something, so there's several things. And so let's see. And then the next thing, how to dial in your nutrition on your next longest run. Very, very important. And like I said, it's not just about running. It's not just about tying up those laces on your shoe and then just go run out. Before I used to do that. And because I didn't know better, I thought, yeah, sure, it's easy. But then guess what? Later on, I'm going to have knee pain. Who have those? Who is experiencing that right now? This one is for you. If you're experiencing some pain or discomfort during the run because isn't it running should be fun? Hey, run haters there. Right. Running should be fun, but it becomes not fun when someone's hurting.
Yes.
Right?
How could it be fun? It cannot be.
Yeah. Especially, So like, let's move on. What else? How to focus. Oh, actually, I don't want to miss this. What to do to recover fast from racing one race after another. Okay. Next thing, how to focus on quality over quantity during training. That is such a music to my ears. Quality over quantity. Why? Because I don't have a lot of time. And who else here, like trying to juggle your time between your work, your family, your friends, social life, and then training. And we're only talking about running today, but we have triathletes here, swim, bike, and run. And what if you're the type of athlete who just want to do race? Okay, because we have Shirita here. That's what she does. Oh, she works, by the way. She works. All right. So the work is the extracurricular activity. Just kidding. We're going to talk about like, how can we put in quality in your training? Quality that gets result. Okay. Do you really need to put those many miles to get to your longest run? What about if we share to you a different way? Oh, wants to know that. All right. So that's why it's a new 5-step strategy to finishing your longest run.
Leo says quality trumps quantity.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see who's on the line. Let's welcome those athletes. So for those new athletes, in the group, just say, hi, I'm new, coach. I'm looking forward to listen to this one. And if you're new, let me introduce myself. I'm Coach Shangrila. So I used to actually, like I said, run only 15 minutes on a treadmill, didn't own a bike, didn't know how to swim, afraid of the open water. Fast forward, I'm a 2-time triathlon Guinness World Record holder, motivational speaker. I'm a triathlon performance coach. And because we're talking about running, I'm also USAT track and field certified, USAT Road Runner Club of America or RRCA certified running gait analyst level 2. I also have injury management certification, certified adult distance running coach. I know there's a lot of credentials. I almost got tongue twisted there. But as you know, credentials are great, but guess what? Athletes want result. So yes, credentials are great. We have that. But then what we want to make sure is to get results. And today, what you're going to see is that how does Shirita got her results? And that's where, and we're going to touch base that 5-step strategy for you to be able to be successful on your next longest run. Okay, so let's see who's on the call.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, there's so many people already.
Gloria's here. Hi, Gloria.
We got Gloria,
Brian,
James, Kans. We got Melissa.
Wow.
Anna, congrats, Melissa, on your
Kelly's here.
On your run, the marathon that you got in. Got JD as well. What's up, JD? Long time no see. We got
Jenny's
Leo
here.
Jenny. All right.
Leo's in
This is
Disneyland. Oh my
fun.
gosh.
This is
That's
fun.
amazing.
All right. So everyone, so if you're new in this group, so this is what we do. We do it weekly live training. We have different topics. So if you need anything, okay, you got questions, just posting in the group, okay, and then raise your hand because we have a lot of free training resources, okay. And actually, let me share to you one of the training that Shirita was in it. I think that was several months ago, okay. And I think this one, you'll benefit a lot from it. And I'm just going to show it to you, especially if you are in a tight deadline. Eek! If your race is coming up and you haven't trained, how to change, can I do this or I got this, okay? And actually here we tell you like, what's the mindset that you're going to have to do? How do you deal with the disappointment, the stress? How to juggle. So if you want this one, or like what areas do you need to focus or to prioritize?
How to make the most out of your limited training.
Yeah. And actually, because we have Shirita then, because when she finished her first Olympic, guess what? She placed first age group and she did not have enough time to train. How did she do it? So on this one, if you want this one, put hashtag
train enough.
This one is a very popular one. A lot of athletes actually ask for it, as you can see. All right. So if you want that hashtag train enough, it's going to be handy for you. All right. So now we're going to deep dive on this one. But before that, we want to get to know of who's on the line right now. Like what's your training for? Okay. If you're aiming for your longest run, and it could be what? Half marathon, 10K, 5K. All right.
30K, 50K.
Yeah, 30K, 50K. Put the number down. I'm curious.
15 miles.
Yes. What's next? Okay. And like I said, I used to just run 15 minutes on the treadmill. And I actually today was when I finished my second Guinness World Record Holder. And that was when I finished actually 2 years prior. Okay.
3 years ago.
And December 2nd of 2020, I finished my 23rd full marathon of my 23rd Ironman in 34 days.
Wow.
Oh, crazy. It's one of this, the plaque is right here. I got two Guinness World Record and it's today. That was 2 years ago. It's crazy.
I didn't even notice.
So I never thought that I would actually run 600 miles after 55 miles of swimming, 2,500 miles of riding. And I know there's several people here actually on the call who was on that event. And one of them is Melissa. Hey, Melissa, thank you for volunteering on that event. So yeah, that's today. All right. So tell us, what's your next number?
Yes.
You got full Ironman Leo, so proud. Ultraman. What's up, Audrey? Welcome. All right. We got also Gloria. Tell us, and then now in terms of running, what are the things? How do you train? Okay. Do you have like a specific target? Every week you have a target of mileage or hours, or how do you guys
what's
do
your
it?
approach?
How do you train?
Put it in the comments so we can.
And then, like this one, we would love, this one is a conversation. Okay. So Vineta is actually reading your comments here. So to make sure that we answer your question, this is your training. This is the time that, we got some time with you guys to actually answer your question. Okay. Anything relating to running, bring it up right now. All right. So for those who just calling in, a new 5-step strategy to finishing your next longest run, how to stay injury-free and dial in your nutrition despite of a short training period. Okay. All right. So are you guys ready? So let's introduce Shirita. Shirita, how are you doing? Shirita is from Michigan, 54-year-old who did amazingly, did a great job in finishing her first 50K. And let me see your medal. You did also the marathon. I think the big medal that you have.
I did a North Country
there you go.
Trail race right before the 50K. That was a full marathon.
Full marathon.
See how big it is? Yeah.
It's almost as big as her face. It's really heavy. And this was her medal. Okay. But before that, before that, you did a trail 50K trail. Okay. And that was your first ever on a trail which has 2,300 feet elevation gain. Okay.
Yes.
And 2 weeks after that, even though it was your first, 2 weeks after that, you did the full marathon.
The other way. It was the other way around. I did
the other way around. So you did the full marathon.
Yeah, I did a marathon. Yep, and then I did the 2 weeks later I did the Woodstock 50K.
The 50K. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So and then both of them have hills.
Yes.
So the full marathon, you sign up for the big medal. Is that right?
Yes.
They all sign up for the big medal. You guys like big medals? Because this one is the bomb. Like seriously, if you're in Michigan, go after it. And actually already sign up for it. Okay, so she did this one first, the full marathon, and then 2 weeks after that, she did another 50K. And not only that she finished it injury-free, and also third age group. Okay, but we're gonna talk more about like how she did it, and
maybe the thing you might be thinking right now is like, who's this amazing athlete who's just like all the time in the world to go after these medals? And in actuality,
how's your how were you before training on this one? Like, how long have you been a runner, Shirita?
I started in 2016. Could barely run a mile. Then getting started. Probably the fall of 2016.
Wow. Barely run.
Were
you doing jog walk or just walk?
Jog walk.
Okay.
I joined a local run group in Muskegon, Michigan, Run Group, and they embraced me, and that's how I started. And then I don't think I actually ran my first 5K in 2017.
Wow. Took a week, almost like several months.
Yeah, to get there, because I wasn't a runner. I was more of a walker.
Yeah.
Walk run, but yeah.
Okay. So who here started kind of like Shirita? Couldn't even finish like 1 mile, like run a 1 mile. And that was just 2016. That was like 6 years ago. And then now she's doing like full marathon in a 50K. And actually after that 50K, she did Ragnar. I know. So that was within 6 weeks. Okay. So welcome, Deanna. Welcome, Josie. Welcome, Angela. All right.
Gloria is impressed by your medal.
Yeah. So yeah. How long have you been wanting to do this 50K, or your aim is this 50K trail? Like why that 50K?
It was a stretch goal. I think I did one last year, but it was virtual. It was a terrain that I picked. Yeah. And I trained 18 weeks for that last year.
Okay.
And I think when I first met you, I said I felt like I was hit by a bus afterwards. Even after all that training, I did it in my own, state park here. I didn't have the hills that I had this year because I picked my route, right? It was smart with it.
So it was flat 50K.
Yes, pretty much. So I just didn't feel well afterwards. I was in a lot of pain. I really felt like I got hit by something, and it took me a long time to recover from that. Just driving home was painful, So
did you cramp?
I did.
You cramp too.
Cramp, nausea. I couldn't even celebrate because I was like, I just can barely move, which I didn't understand because I trained for 18 weeks. I followed a training plan that I pulled off Pinterest, taped it to my refrigerator.
Hey.
Taped it to the refrigerator.
Thanks to that Pinterest,
I followed it. Yeah. And I wasn't doing alone. I was at a running buddy that we faithfully got out there and put those miles in. Whatever the plan said, whether it's hill repeats, all that, we follow that to the T.
Wow.
Yeah.
You put your time in it, because 18 weeks is kind of, especially for feistyfox coaching.
Yes.
18 weeks.
Yes.
Because 18 weeks, that's about what? 4.5 months, about there.
Yes, months.
Like 4 months, and then you have a taper. So 4 months of training for 50K that is flat. And then you felt like you got hit by a bus, even after all that training.
Yes.
And then I remember you said that the ending part was probably very difficult because you were running out of energy.
Yes, I was. Yes. Yeah, that I was crashing fast. The last 2 miles of that virtual, I didn't know if I could make it. That was
you can actually even finish.
But I knew how close I was, because that's I run in that state park all the time. But the legs were shaking. I was feeling nauseated and cramping. So
does that mean, Shirita, that mindset and following a run training plan from Pinterest to the T won't get you to like a good celebration at the finish?
No.
Because like you have a very strong mindset. Like, you thought that you couldn't finish, but you still finish it anyways.
Yeah.
And you were, I think, also strategic, because you pick a flat 50K.
Yeah.
And you are hardworking. So hardworking is not enough, looks like, because you did your best. Who here?
I did.
Like, is there anyone else here like following a plan? If you're following a plan, how's that going for you? All right. So are you the type? Because I love these people who actually follows to the T. So I'm glad that she was following to the T, but I know Shirita gets busy at times. It wasn't as much to the T, but it's not really just being hardworking. What do you think, Shirita? Because you did that.
I agree. Yes.
It's not really just the mind. I mean, I think mindset, you can finish, but then how do you want to finish? Right.
Yes. Right. And again, that's all I did. That's all I did was run. I didn't do anything else but run behind it. Yes.
So now everyone, so here you go. This is where we're going to come into, like, what did she do? and we're gonna go back to the 5 new step strategy that we're gonna talk about. Like, what did you do?
So I'm guessing at this year when you did it again, and you did it with 3 races, almost pretty much back to back, the experience was not like being hit by a bus, was it?
No.
How was
no, it was just the opposite.
It's the opposite.
I felt after the full marathon, which was my first time doing that distance with that race, I was going with the big medal. I felt amazing afterwards. I really felt like I could do another few miles when I got done. I was so emotional afterwards because I'm like, oh my God. I feel really good that I actually had a friend there to meet me at the finish line. And I just released all my emotions because I'm like, oh my God, I'm not cramping. I'm not hurting.
Sure.
I guess was the runner's high that you have when the endorphins kick in. I was feeling amazing behind that. I really was.
You trained for those 3 in just 7 weeks. And actually we were talking, hey Shirita, you have not been running. Hey, Shirita, you have not been running. I know you have been swimming, and then now you want to switch for running. Who likes switching the gears? You just like to play like a kid. I want to do something else. So she was actually she's laughing because she knows, because she was in swim boot camp and she actually did very good. All right. So she's in the swim boot camp and she's from Michigan. She actually was very, like 3:35. Like she did not know how to efficiently swim. Got herself to sub 3 minutes per 100 yards, 30 days. Okay. So she was in a 30-day swim boot camp. She was successful. And that's when she actually won here on her all Olympic distance as a first in her age group, even not enough time. Okay. And then later on, she told me, Coach, I want to do 50K. All right. But then there's a but. I want to do a 50K, but I wanted to do it differently this time. What was what did you want this time? I wanted to finish
and feeling good. I wanted to feel like an injured free.
There you go.
So that was my goal. I picked that distance again because I wanted to see if I can do it and do it strong, because what I did last year did not work.
Yeah.
And so there was missing pieces that I didn't know about that I learned with you that made me very successful this year and injury free.
Yeah. Okay. So I know they're super excited.
That's pretty awesome. I mean, you knew what you wanted. You knew what you didn't want. But how did you know that, Feisty Fox Coaching is the right people to help you with that? Like, you've been a runner for a while, 6 years. I mean, you already know everything.
Yeah, friends too, right? Yeah, running friends too.
Why get a coach?
Well, because some things are not talked about. Some things, like the little pieces of the puzzle, are not talked about, and it's not talked about often in a group setting. And when I started running, I didn't know a lot. I did not. I was grateful to the people in Run Muskegon that work with me on my gear, because I run all year round, even in the wintertime. So in the very beginning, I didn't know a lot. And so I missed a big pieces of that in the training part. It's not all about just going out there and running and try to figure out as you go. There was no strategy other than how many miles I had to put in a week. That was it. And then you try to figure out different things as you go along the way, but I didn't have a plan. I didn't know how to set things up.
Gotcha.
I didn't know how to recover other than maybe coming home and soaking in some Epsom salt. That was my recovery. So,
gotcha.
So, there's a lot of things I didn't know at that time. And then I seriously, yeah.
Well, we're leaving everyone in suspense. Like, what is it that you know? All right, so we're gonna go after that. So she actually learned the new 5-step strategy to finishing her longest run in just 7 weeks. that allowed her to do a back-to-back races, a full marathon distance that is almost 3,000 feet elevation. No, 2,300, sorry. And a trail run 50K 2 weeks after that, and then went to Ragnar. So there's like 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. When she did the 50K last year, she couldn't even walk. Move. All right. So, yeah, super excited. So let's see who else are on the call. We just see Gloria right here. What's up, Gloria? How are you doing?
Diana is here.
Diana is here too. So I'm gonna just show it to everyone who's just called in. A new 5-step strategy to finishing your next longest run. So I'm about to show you right now. Here you go. Okay. So the 5-step strategy, okay, is training, nutrition, body maintenance, mental fitness, and race strategy. So what we're going to do today, we're going to break it down so you understand how you're going to be able to apply that. Okay. Like, what is it? Because if you say training, okay, well, Shirita was doing that. What is different from what Shirita was doing? Right.
Yes.
Well,
let's unpack that.
Yeah. So yeah, let's do that first. Okay. So let's start with the training. Okay. Because I think it's kind of easy. Well, run, especially today is just running. Okay. So which is a kind of good thing.
Put on shoes.
Yes. Put on shoes. No, you got your shoes. All right. So the training, we're dividing that into this: technique, speed, endurance, and race specific skills. All right. So question for everyone who's actually on the call: do you do this one? Okay, so how do you do it? Do you do your technique, and what is it that you do? Okay, so what I'm going to do here is an example of how was the process for Shirita. How did she learn all this? Okay, so what I wanted to actually, it's one of the things that I know Shirita has changed is her mindset and what she pay attention to. Okay. Before, she didn't know what she has to know, but then because there's an expectation, hey, Shirita, I would like to know more of how your training is going. It's not about just knowing the miles. Oh, I got it done, coach. That's not feisty.
Yeah, not it. No.
It's not just 10K done, coach. No. Considering that Shirita has a big goal, that's not enough. I mean, she has a crazy goal. I don't want her to get hurt, and I want her to have fun. Okay. So if you're that type of athlete, you're going to learn a lot on this one. Okay. So what is very important is that, like, the athlete needs to be present of what she is doing during training. And one of the reasons, because, I want also her to give feedback so I can understand, because she's the doer. But for me to be able to help her, she needs to be able to communicate. All right. So you're going to see of how she has learned in the process, and you're going to see also her challenges. Okay. Ready? Okay. So I picked some of her feedback here. Okay. So this one, I believe this one is about 4 weeks before, the first race. Overall, I felt good. In between the run, I did my stretches and walked. I got some shin pain. Who else got some shin pain here? So she had that shin pain. During run number 3 in my right leg, I stopped and massaged it out. I used thumb to work it out. I didn't have any other pain after that. My biggest issue during my run was my belly. Okay. Stomach upset. Okay. I finished feeling better, but I didn't eat or drink anything during the last 15 minutes of my run workout. Okay. So a lot of this ones. Okay. So now, and then also she said about what she ate Friday. So we look into that one. What did she have? How did she actually execute? What did she carry? There's a hydration vest. What are the food? Okay. So all this ones. So now the question, going back to the people who's actually watching this, do you do this? Do you actually know what you feel, or do you just run and, I just got to get the workout done? Do you know at what distance or what time that trigger, or when you feel something, and what do you do with it? Do you continue running when you feel something, or do you take note in your head so you can solve later? Is it only about just getting the workout done? A lot of questions. Something and
some answers in these comments.
And
what do you guys do?
I'm throwing these questions because it's time to rethink of what we focus on. Okay. And that's why I said it's more of a change in mindset. Shirita has started of like focusing on different things because I'm going to ask her and I want answers. All right. So welcome, Jennifer. All right. So right here. Okay. So here you go. So here's the communication here. Okay. So I am concerned because let me ask you, Shirita, did you have a problem with your foot before?
I did.
What was going on with
again? I was told I had tendonitis in my right foot.
What is it again?
Tendonitis.
Okay.
In my right foot.
What happens with it? Usually
it swells up. It hurts. So So that I try to pay attention to, but I've learned before I met you or started working with you, I know how to run through that pain, right? Like I know how to, I said before I met you,
you were running in pain. Oh my God. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So, or you used to just take in some ibuprofen or some Tylenol because I know it's going to hurt, but I've built up a pain tolerance of that. I can push my way through it. So
now this one comes, okay, is that a strong mindset? Okay, right. So I wanted to talk about this one to everyone because we have a lot of strong athletes who have strong mindset here. It's a strong mindset, like go through the pain. And this is the main reason why I said I need to watch her. When I accept the athlete, I need to watch her because I don't want her to get hurt. Okay, because she already said to us, she had high tolerance. She takes this one. I said, like, no, none of that. So now how do we do this one? So like either you have a mentor or it's you actually asking yourself or taking notes, you want to make sure. So I have a lot of questions in terms of, are they feeling stiff? I ask about the calves. How about your feet? How about your knees and hip? So it's not just about, she said something of like her shin, right? But it does. So now this is one of the things that I talk about with our athletes last night. When you feel a pain, if it's a foot pain, it's not necessarily that it's the foot that's causing a problem. It's possible that it could be your hip that's causing a problem, that's putting stress on your foot. Okay. And that's why there's me, their coach, who actually troubleshoot to make sure that we solve the problem. Okay. So like, here you go. So what's great about with Shirita is that she knows how to give feedback. So now when you are running, know what are the things that you want to pay attention. So she said calves were stiff, but it was tight, like after last week's long run. So she said lost form on the right knee. Okay. So there's several conversation here. Okay. So now it's not just about the pain. The other things also that I look into is that her cadence. Do you understand cadence? So like, and then so for those athletes who are actually here, do you understand cadence? Is it really 180 that we need to target? Okay, I'm going to tell you no. Okay. And if you think it's 180, then we need to talk. Okay. So you might be following something, which is not a good thing. You might hurt yourself if you're targeting 180. So I had to like educate Shirita here. Okay. So we need to track your cadence. So now, but Shirita, she needs a little bit more of hand holding because she doesn't know how to track it. So I said, I don't know how to track it, So like here, and then we have basically right here. Okay, here's how to track it. So it's more of like, step by step of how to track it. Okay. So what else do you need to pay attention? So she started paying attention on the cadence. Okay. And then the next thing is we're going to jump into this one. Okay. Race strategy. Okay. Which is the next one here. I'm going to go back here and it says here, race strategy. So what is race strategy? This is the fifth step, but I'm going to jump into it because I just saw it. The race strategy. How do you do the race strategy? Well, you sign up for a race. Hopefully you did read about the race, so you know how to train about the race.
It's not just the biggest medal.
It's not just about the biggest medal because that's the marketing part. Hey, register. You got to know what you're up to.
Is it hilly? Is it trails? Is it flat? What is it?
Okay, so now, and then what is the race strategy? Because when you understand the race strategy, you're going to be able to put together a training strategy. or put together this plan of how can you get there. So now it just makes sense why sometimes, the Pinterest training plan won't work. Okay. Because the Pinterest training plan doesn't know what kind of race that Shirita would do, right? Or like what kind of adventure that Shirita would do 2 weeks after. Okay. So like right here, I had to remind her just to make sure she knows. I said, well, we need to climb more. Your marathon in 3 weeks has elevation gain of this. And then next time you're going to have another one. You've never run like this. We need to prepare you. So I asked, do you have hills there? Okay. So now that's planning. That requires planning. Okay. So I need you to find hills and I'm going to take a look if that's good hill. Okay. And the next thing here is that like, okay, how about the shin? Like you would want to see for your shin. So we have the member site under demo videos. You will see how to get some help on your shin. So you want to be able to address that. Okay. So because she knows, okay, my shin is hurting. How do we address it? Okay.
So it looks like you were looking into not just the short term, what do you do right now?
Yes.
But also kind of digging into what is it that's causing the issue and how can we solve it longer term?
Yeah. Are you guys learning on this one, everyone? So now why? Why do we need to do this? And this one is part of the body maintenance. What is body maintenance? Okay. So body maintenance is not just stretching or just putting your feet on the Epsom salt. Is that what you were doing before, Shirita, to recover?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's not just that. Okay. You could search that. You could Google that, but it's more about what is body maintenance is addressing your weak areas. It's no one's weak areas. For Shirita, she has several weak areas. Okay. Because she has never understand or know how to address them. Okay. What's good about it, and actually that's why she asked for help, because coach, I really need to know the body maintenance. I don't want to be injured. Anyone else who doesn't want to get injured or get hurt? I don't want to. I want to have fun. I want to go for speed and race like Shirita. Okay. So that is body maintenance. Body maintenance is addressing the weak areas. Okay. So, and if you're going to say something, Vineta?
Yeah. And I think that was one of the bigger reasons why you decided to get coaching. Was that the area you wanted to? Can you tell me more about that?
Well, it was twofold. After watching a few of these Zooms myself, is the body maintenance, because I want to feel good. I want to feel like once I cross the finish line, I could do a little bit more. And I just didn't know how to get there. I didn't know what to do, because I did stretch. I mean, I practice yoga. I do the stretches before and after. So I thought I was doing all the right things, but I was definitely missing big pieces, because I wasn't focusing on certain parts of the body to get you ready to go out, which was key on that, and patterns on what to do and you focused on what I need to do for strength in my ankle and my foot. And you made adjustments to my body maintenance based on how my body was feeling. So the feedback I gave to you, you would adjust my body maintenance plan for the week. So that was huge as well. Yeah.
Well, it keeps changing. Every time we fix something, something's showing up.
Yes.
Okay. And then what's good about it is that you were not taking your ibuprofen, which actually
I was not.
The weak area, which you were doing it. Now it's about like, bam, addressing them and not masking them, like in your face.
Yeah.
Crush that one. And what's great about it is, you're going to say something.
What stood out for me was that you were doing the stretching, you were doing the strength, but it sounds like you were doing it kind of to the whole body, or like the areas, and maybe it was taking a long time and kind of not very effective.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I was doing it to the whole body. So it wasn't down into hip. It wasn't down into the ankle, the foot, just the massaging and rotating my ankle with my hand and my toes. That was huge. Just that and rotating my ankle. even the yoga sessions that I signed online with, the different poses, that's the practice in a different flow that's focusing on things that you use to support you for running. So those things did help a lot. And I know if you remember, Coach, I was having knee problems, I think between or like a week later, between North Country, which the full marathon, and the 50K. And you grounded me. You wouldn't let me, once I dialed into what my problem was, you didn't let me run. And I'm like, what do you mean I can't run? I got another race coming up. But I didn't run for that, a week and a half before that race. You had me focus on nothing but body maintenance. And you had me report out every day on how I was feeling until that pain was gone. And I was even concerned that I can even do the 50K because of that knee pain. I've never had knee pain before. And it was like a few days after I finished North Country, the full. But I felt better, and that I did well on the 50K. So well, I learned a lot on how to focus on that.
So what Shirita was saying, so she did the full marathon. Okay. When you do a full marathon, and the first time that you actually hit the hills, like climb a lot of hills, the first full marathon with hills, okay, she was recovering. And that is already planned out, meaning that we don't know how fast she will recover, because that is something that is unknown. When we are doing something first, or like longest first, like we don't know how our body's going to recover, because it could vary depending on the training. So that's planned out. And what she was saying is, like, after the first full marathon, 2 weeks after that, she has a 50K, which is much longer distance. What happens that I didn't make her run. Okay, because her body was still recovering, and she was feeling something on her knee, and she was like, what do you mean I can't? Why not running? Usually I would run. This is driving me nuts. This is the different training. I'm running. So who would do that? Like, do a long, like, okay, well, the training is running, the race is running, and now you're not making me run, and you're making me do body maintenance. So yes, it is true. So I had her do body maintenance for 1.5 weeks prior to her longest run, which is the 50K, with hills. So another hills. Okay. And what happened? What happened during that 50K? How did it go?
I followed, it went well. The first loop of that was challenging. But I took my lacrosse ball. I did just like I would do on my training runs. I stopped and stretched when I felt something. I stopped and used my lacrosse ball if like my hamstrings or whatever got tight. And then my second loop, I was fine. I didn't have to slow down and do those stretches the first loop. And I really felt amazing crossing the finish line. I really did.
Yay. Were you surprised that, like, how come, my body was recovering after the full marathon, and I didn't run, and I did a body maintenance instead. And then now you did amazing on your 50K hills.
Yeah.
Were you shocked? Were you happy?
I was nervous starting out because, the training that you'd had me do, I wasn't used to that, like not going out there and keeping the miles, the movement on your feet after that. And I remember you telling me more than once, you're ready for it. Your body is ready for it. You're trained, you can do it, but we just got to make sure that the other part is taken care of. Gotcha. So you're going to be more than once. You've told me that you got it. Your body's trained to do the 50K. You can do the miles. Yeah. But we got to make sure that your limbs and stuff are to prevent injury. So I had to trust you on that, because I said, I don't know if I should do this race, because my knee is still bothering me, and you grounded me from running. So I don't know. And 2 weeks is a long time. 2 weeks seems like a very long time not to put any miles on your feet, and you have a race coming up. Even your cool down part of it, where you're taper, you're doing some running, and you told me no.
No running. I want you to be healthy. I want your knee to be healthy and be strong on climbing on those hills. So you did a lot of body maintenance. So now going back there, this is actually that. Okay. And let me just ask actually one of your race. So I ask you, and let me see here. Look at what she said. I enjoyed the race and I had fun too. I don't listen to music when I run, so I kept checking myself. She was doing her technique during the run. I asked myself, are you leaning forward? High elbow, high, engage your core. You got this a few times, break out in the song. Alicia Kills. Daryl is on fire. Right? So like even when she was racing, all the habits of the technique, the cadence, the positive mindset, she was applying at the race.
Mm-hmm. Love that. I mean, it sounds like you really had this bag of like tools in your repertoire. You had it. You knew exactly what to do when something popped up. You stopped. You had your lacrosse ball. You were like ready.
Yes.
Tools.
Yeah.
So now,
I actually had a friend that was there when I finished the 50K, and she said, if she wouldn't have been there, she wouldn't have believed that I actually had just finished a 50K, because how the smile on my face and the pictures that she saw with me crossing the finish line. And she wanted to know what I do, because she was my running buddy last year. Want to know what I do different this year, because with my work schedule was so crazy this year that I didn't have her as a running buddy. And gotcha. So so all those little things.
Yes. And I remember she was asking even like with your nutrition as well. What did you do with so now you're the one coaching your friend? Is that right?
Yeah. So they want to know what I did differently from last year, because they also can see the difference, because I did feel really, really good crossing that finish line for both races. Both races.
Since I mentioned earlier, like the nutrition part, your nutrition.
Yes.
Before you get help, did you know what to eat, drink, what to on your run?
No. So with the nutrition part, it was kind of again listening to people that run with you and the things that they use. So the things that you use, you try, right?
Okay.
So, but I was going from running 5Ks and maybe occasionally a half marathon to trying to train for a 50K. Mm-hmm. There was I didn't even done a full marathon by that when I decided to do a 50K. So I didn't know how to train for a long run as far as nutrition.
Yeah, true.
So I was doing a lot of the goos and the gels and the salt tablets, all that stuff. Learning trial and error along the way. Yeah. And those things were not working with me because I wasn't paying attention to how much I was taking in, what time I was taking it in. So that's that. I think that's why I was bonking a lot.
We don't want
in
that.
Those races.
Yeah, especially on a longer run. So for everyone, are you guys following on this one of everything? I hope you guys are taking notes, okay? Because we're gonna go on the next one here, which is the nutrition. All right. So let me show it to you. So we did talk about the training, okay? And the talk on the training, we have to deconstruct it to technique, speed, endurance, race specific skills. You need to know of like what are you training for? If it's trail, then you gotta do race specific skills, technique. Even on the race, okay, she was practicing her technique. She also learned cadence, the speed as well. So it's not just about running 10K. It's not about just the distance. We did talk about body maintenance was a huge factor. Okay. Race strategy, mental fitness. Now, last but not the least is nutrition. And we do have a free training on that in Ironman and Beyond. If you have not seen it, okay, you got to get it. All right. So we're not going to talk a lot about it, but put hashtag nutrition down below if you want to know more about the nutrition. But basically what Shirita was saying earlier is that before she did not know what to eat, the timing. Okay. Like
She was doing it sounds like all the right things. There's some goose mentioned, some
Yeah,
water.
so like a lot of other athletes in running. I mean, I did that too. And it says 45 minutes go, right? So I followed it.
Yeah.
All right. And I couldn't do it also. And this time around, when you did the 50K or the full marathon, you did not bonk. Okay. But let me see. I'm going to show everyone here, how did we dial in your nutrition? How will you, so for those who's watching, how will you dial in your nutrition? So this is one of the posts of Shirita. Okay. And as I said earlier, when you start focusing on something that you need to address, you need to be present and you need to know so you can give feedback and actually like you work it out, and you're just not like just doing whatever. Okay. You need to have a plan. So like, but I need to know where Shirita was at. And so she said all these things here. She said, I ate 1 salt stick, chew every 30 minutes, honey stinger, honey waffle every 45 minutes. So depleted my water by 2 hours and 15 minutes. So a lot of great data here. Okay. For hydration during my run, 4 scoops of Tailwind, 24 ounce of hydration vest, 18 ounce of water. All right. So anyone else, address your nutrition. Are you dialing in your nutrition right now? So let me give you more idea here. And as you can see here, there's some nutrition fact, because it's not just my friend is doing it, so I will use it. So no, it's not just about that. For you, it has to be your nutrition. And here's what I'm doing here. I ask her a lot of different things. How many ounce in your hydration vest? Considering that I know that she's going to be running 50K or full marathon, I need to make sure that we have a strategy. Okay. So I need to understand like how many ounce in hydration vest. Okay. And so now right here, she said a lot of things as well. Okay. So she vest holds 70 ounce. And then she clarified more. And it goes, this is how you dial in. Okay. So, and then we talk about her weight here, her knees. So, and actually also her ankle. Okay. So now going back on the nutrition. So you would want to know basically the what is it that you're eating or drinking? Okay. The timing and the amount. Those are the 3 things. Okay. So the nutrition masterclass will tell you more details on it. But what you would want to do is to dial in and test your nutrition to actually know what's in the nutrition and to test it. And, so like there has to be, you have to address, you need to have fluid, carbs, calories, and electrolytes. And those are the things. Now, I know Gu has it, but does it work for Shirita? Okay. So for her, it didn't. Okay. So we need to try out different food and test it out. So now her feedback is very important for me to understand and actually tell her so she can understand and be able to execute it.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Because you don't want to be taking somebody else's nutrition that you hate the taste of. It doesn't work for you. Yeah. Like it has to be something that works for you that you actually like.
Okay. So welcome, Shandu, Manuel. How are you doing, Mama? Kens, Scott, and Janelle. Welcome. I hope you guys are learning a lot from this one. Okay. So going back, did you guys learn a lot on this one? So basically the 5-step strategy to finishing your next longest run, it's not just hardworking, not just being hardworking. It's not just, getting a plan somewhere. It has to something that works for you. Okay. Yes, mindset is important, but mindset, having a pair of shoes, okay, and having some kind of plan that you pick up somewhere, it's not going to do it. So you want 5-step strategy to finishing your next longest run: training, nutrition, body maintenance, mental fitness, and race strategy.
Let's see in the comments, which one of these areas do you guys think is the one that's currently
like which missing? One is the hardest for you guys, or challenging, or you're like you keep doing and trying to dial in? Would it be nutrition, training? The main thing is because we do have the training already available in Ironman and Beyond, similar to like this. So for example, if you feel that, okay, I am doing stretches, I am doing yoga, but I'm still hurting. I'm doing the Epsom salt, but I need to recover fast. How come Shirita can actually do full marathon 2 weeks after that, doing trail 50K, and then went to Ragnar? Okay. So that is the body maintenance. If you want the body maintenance, just put hashtag body maintenance down below and we can share it to you guys.
We have that training already.
Okay. So Shirita, congratulations on all of this.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are very proud of you. Yeah. And then, as you know, this is just the beginning. Now that you know how to feel, what is a 50K? And actually, guess what? You learn a lot about your body. Don't you think?
I did.
Yeah.
And I also know that I don't have to run in pain. That was huge. I don't have to run in pain. So yes, that was huge.
Yeah.
What do you think, if you had to pick one thing that you learned out of this whole experience of getting there, what would it be that's like the most valuable?
One thing, even, oh my God. One.
It's hard.
I don't know if I can. It is. I don't think I can, because I learned so much. I don't know if I
three?
Can. Okay. Body maintenance. For sure. And then how to, that it's okay to do it in the middle of a race. It's okay to do the things that I've learned during my training in the race, right? The other part would be nutrition, understanding my body, because before with the nutrition part, it was always how many miles I ran. And coach was like, no, because it may take you an hour to run 3 miles, or if you're doing hills. So we can't do distance, we're going to do time.
Yes.
Right. That made a huge difference. And then the third thing that from the very beginning working with coach is the mindset. Dialing in my mindset, what to do with those fears, going all the way back to the Olympic triathlon. Again, I was ready to pull out because I was like, I have not trained my work schedule. I have not done this, and my one-to-one phone call with you, if you remember, was all about mindset. That whole phone call, he was like, you need to call me now. I was at work. I went into an office. We did a Zoom meeting and we just talked about mindset. So those 3 things for sure.
What was it about that? What happened on that call that made such a huge difference for you? It sounds like it was a big.
I still remember it. That was long time ago.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It was the mindset was just knowing that I can do it. Like she said, what's the worst thing that could happen? And I was like, I could not finish. She's okay. It's like you own that, it's just so. And she shared a story where things didn't go so well in one of her races, but look at me now, right? You recover from it, you learn from it, but you can do it. You can do it. And she said, I was even thinking about dropping down to the sprint. And she said, she's supportive. She said, you can do it. You can do the Olympic distance, and just think of how you're going to feel afterwards. You have to think about once you cross that finish line and how you're going to feel. So 15, 20 minutes right before that Olympic changed my mindset to even get me ready for the 50K that I just did. That whole mindset that I can do it. She wouldn't let me back down. And we talked about my fears. She didn't belittle those. She made me acknowledge those and talk about it. And then we was able to move forward. So
I'm smiling because that made you just dream for finishing your 50K after 2 weeks after a full marathon. But guess what? She even won third age group. Oh my God.
Impressive.
And injury free. Not like you got hit by the bus.
No, that was huge. That was huge. I wasn't limping around here for weeks or buying stock and Tylenol and leave. So, but that no, seriously, that was huge.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing about that. You are unstoppable. I cannot wait. And I'm super excited. What's next for you? You're just going to be like, all right, I got the confidence. I can do this.
I'm trying to dial in. I do want to do a half Ironman. I really want to do that. And my next distance for the run is 50 miles.
Yes.
So 2023.
50 mile, 70.3. A lot of doors are opening up for you, even though you're still busy. So it's just the beginning. So much growth ahead of you, Shirita. But for everyone,
I'm so excited.
Enjoy this one.
Yes, I'm really excited.
Shirita is 54-year-old. I have not met her in person. I just want to give her a hug. Congratulations again. For everyone. If you got a lot of value, put hashtag value. Let's thank Shirita. She's from Michigan. So if you're from Michigan, you might run into her in one of these trail runs because she just loves running. And if you've been inspired, share that. This is what we do from Feisty Fox Coaching. So this is what we do in Ironman and Beyond. We do this live weekly training every week so we can give back to the community. We help busy high achievers just like Shirita. No matter what your experience level, even though you're hurting everywhere. I hope not too much. Okay. But if you're the type, like this training is not just for, just for 50K. We have athletes who actually Boston marathoner and still hurting. Okay. And they learn a lot on this training. So that's weekly, usually every Friday. Okay. So we help busy high achievers like Shirita. So we love working for athletes who are excited going after big goals, like the dreams, your bucket. So if you're that type of athlete, just put hashtag game plan down below so you can have a call with us. 15 minutes. It's a free call. We don't even sell anything there, but it's more about where are you at right now?
What's your goal?
I want to hear your crazy races, your adventure,
even if it's an Olympic.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, like whether if your big is your next sprint. Okay. Your next sprint. When I did my first sprint, I was like, I was so happy. Actually, after finishing it was like 300 meter with all women in the ocean. After that, I was done. Okay. So that was my super sprint. I was done. So that was my big goal. So now if you have big goals, especially 2023 is coming up, we want to know more about it. And so we can tell you like, what's your next big steps? And if like, for example, and I'm going to share this one again. Okay. So like, okay, coach, I have a run but I'm having a hard time on this area, body maintenance. This is, because Shirita had tendonitis on her foot. Okay. And so that was her thing. She cramped, but then, we resolved that. And now she's a happy camper. She's just racing, injury free. She learned a lot. So now if you're trying to dial in your nutrition, okay, and you have more questions, that is your 15-minute free call. Just put hashtag game plan. Okay. Or you can also access other training that we have in Ironman and Beyond. All right. So everyone, this has been great. And we want to say thank you again, Shirita, before we let you go.
Andrea says, you are fierce, girl.
There you go. Fierce girl. Nice job, Coach Shirita. Hello. Thanks, Anna. Good to have you. So Shirita, do you, how about, what are the top 3 things that you would advise an athlete? Just like you remember how you were when you finished your 50K? Like you got hit by a bus. That was last year. Let's just say, or your friend, what are the top 3 things that you would advise for an athlete like the old Shirita?
It's that first key to know that there's more to it than just running and just buying an expensive pair of tennis shoes and going out there and hitting either the roads or the trails. There's so much more to that. The body maintenance. And if you're struggling in those areas, if you're getting done with a run and you're feeling horrible, that's telling you something's not right, right? To either reach out for some training to educate yourself on it. Because I plan on doing this until I'm putting the casket laid out on the ground. I wanted, in order to do that, I got to stay healthy. I got to stay paying attention to my body. So get the education part of it to understand how to take care of your body. Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. I think I hit all 3 of those. I'm not sure. And then just listening to your body, paying attention to it, making mental notes, so you can make the adjustments next time you go out. And if you're working with a coach, make sure you communicate.
Yes.
If coaches, even if she doesn't hear from me in 48 hours or so, I'm getting a message from her asking me how am I doing, what's going on. You missed this training or this session or whatever. So she just the communication part is huge as well.
Those are great advices.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Shirita.
Thank you.
How you did it, what you did, your journey. That's really inspiring. I love it.
Till next time. So everyone, Ironman and beyond, it's good to be here again. Thank you everyone for having us here, for allowing us to give back and give value to you all. So we're gonna have another live training next week. It's gonna be on Friday again. So wait up. All right, we're gonna announce that you're gonna learn so much. All right, till next time. And if you have friends who would benefit from it, invite them to the group because it's free. Why not? Right? All right. Thanks, Shirita. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.